Hello, this is Stile Teckel, owner of caveloot.com. Let me turn down some of this background noise over here. And, I have this new inventory in stock, and it's just so cool. I said, you know what? I have to show people this on video, especially, friends and VIPs and other people I know that I know for a fact will have an interest in it because I know them. But I might not see him, might not be able to show it to him in person soon. I want something more than photos to show this stuff off to. So I decided, you know what, let's do this. And, pause there. I want to make sure this is recording properly before I go through this whole little quick display and all that. All right. Live. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Be prepared to be amazed. First off, and we'll be going up in size as we go here, we have the Frosted Ice Dagger. I know I'm going off screen for a moment. We're going to keep that this way. All right, the Frosted Ice Dagger. Look at this. And now, this is an acrylic. Let's get that out of the way immediately. That, for purposes of not false advertisement and all those other disclaimers, that these are made out of acrylics. Now that that's been said, pretend. Use your imagination. From now on, these are crystal and glass. This is a frosted ice dagger. As you can see there, you can see hopefully the edges are nice and beveled, not sharp. You see me running my hands across there. It's not cutting into me or hurting me. Now that said, don't do that. Don't do this at home. If you buy one of these, the edges do vary a little bit. And while these won't get sharp enough to shave or anything, some of them do get a little bit of an edge on them where if you were to do that and squeeze really, really tight, you might actually cut yourself a little bit. Wouldn't be easy to do, but it could be done, so please use responsibly. On the other hand, the points on these are very, very sharp. And just like with a fork that you grab from your silverware drawer, if you stab someone with it, it's going to pierce their skin. So don't grab it and stab someone with it. But these are very beautiful frosted daggers. Okay, so let's continue on. And this is, I'm not going to get over there and get too detailed with it and what have you, but this is another frosted dagger. This is actually a matching one on that one. I don't have them up as a pair in case someone does just want to buy one, but I do have them both listed, so if someone wanted to buy both as a nice pair, they could. This here, my maker calls the shank. You have you're deep down in the prison, and all you have accessible to you is a little crystal growing off the wall. So you make a nice shank and wrap it with some of the twine from one of the torch handles, and now you got something you can get in there with. Personally, I like this as a wand. I think this is a great crystal wand. Yeah, it's rough. It's not a cylindrical shape. But I think I could very much see in some magical genres or what have you, this being a very cool wand. All right, let's continue on. Okay, we have another one of the wands / shanks. This is pretty much identical. The weight difference on these is like a 0.2 ounces between them. Okay, this is like the frosted ice, except this is a glass, real clear all the way through. Doesn't have that frosted look that last one had. In case you're interested, going out of RP, this is a PVC handle. Very similar to the last one. This is actually my favorite, personally, of the daggers that I have in stock currently, is this one here with the green twine. Used as the wrap, solid crystal all the way down, or glass. Again, we can make these, I haven't really said that, we can make these custom however you want. My maker's awesome that way. You can do anything. So you drop us a note and you say, yeah, I like this one, but do it this way and that way. And we can. We could make jagged blades, you know, that kind of jut out and go different directions. We could do it in different color acrylics. So maybe it's a blue acrylic with a jagged blade. We could do any sort of length and, you know, any kind of design. If you have a specific design on the blade, you could send it to us and we could like make a template out of that to use for our cuts. We can do, you know, parts frosting, parts unfrosted. When you're talking hilts, you know, the ones we're keeping in stock, we want it to be the more affordable line. But if someone said, hey, I want leather wrap, we can say, sure, it's going to cost us much more for leather wrap. They say, hey, I want natural ray skin wrap. Hey, I'll go check and see what it'll cost for me to get some natural ray skin. You know, so it's whatever you really want to do. If you want to go custom on these things, they're great. I actually have a custom piece being made for me that's going to be a katana. I ordered the Tsubo, if I'm saying that correctly, and the hilt imitation ray skin wrap, all from China, very inexpensive, and that's all being taken apart and deconstructed to be used on a katana blade that's going to be cut to the actual length of a katana, and some other cool things. I don't want to give all the way the surprises on it before I show you some of the swords, but this is cool here. This is one of my favorites. My maker wasn't real happy with this one because he was trying some new things on it, and he thinks he can do better. Not that this is bad. I'm just like, man, this is great. I love it. He's like, I can do better. I'm like, well, yeah, you're the maker. You're always going to be unhappy with your own work. I am when I craft. So, but anyway, it has these really nice like blood grooves carved down the length here. You got a nice edge, nice point. Again, this is, you know, a clear glass or crystal, you know, that you can get in there with. Of course, again, you don't want to hit anyone with these. These are decorative, but they're great. They're great for cosplay. Also fantastic on the walls, which is where my katana will go, as, you know, conversation pieces, decoration in the house. So, oh, I love this one too. This is similar to the last one. This is a frosted 100% all the way across frosted blade. And this one does something special, but I'm going to turn off the light to show you that. So here we come in a second. I should have had an assistant that I could have yelled out to and said, hey, lights. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Yes, LED lit is an option. We can do that. Now, obviously, you have to keep in mind if you're doing a dagger, we have to have, you know, enough hilt on that dagger to do the LED lighting. But it doesn't require a ton of space, maybe about 6-8 inches. Batteries are changeable fairly easily. So, you know, it's not one of those things you're going to buy, you know, you're going to spend, I think this, I believe, yes, priced at $60 for this one. You're not going to want to spend $60 on this, which if you go out and price comparatively, which we've done, that's we believe that we found that's about half of what most people are charging for something like this. You're not going to spend that much regardless, and then find out you can't change the battery. So we've made it so that the batteries are easily changeable and easy to turn on and easy to turn off. It's just a push button. Probably not going to show up in the dark very well. Yeah, I think it is. But it's just a push button there in the hilt. And we are looking at, we haven't, you know, I mentioned the katana. I think that will be the first one that we're looking at doing it with. But we're going to try to have it so it has removable and changeable plastic filters that you can use to change the coloring of the blade. Almost like, you know, kind of that lightsaber sort of genre thing where they, you know, you change the crystals, but it's changed plastics. And of course, it doesn't have to be, you know, it's not a tube, it's a sword blade. But let me get the lights. And see, this just pops off. And it's off the bottom of the hilt. And I see there's a little LED flashlight in there. And what I'm doing is I'm putting this pull tab in that separates the battery connection so that these don't have that trickle effect when I'm traveling with them. Handy little convenience that's my designer put into the blades. So, or my maker, designer. I kind of design, I give him ideas. I'm always trying to push what he's doing, saying, oh, this is great, but man, do this and do that. He's always awesome. trying to keep the price down, which I love, because that way neither one of us are putting a lot out front. Good, nice, basic, simple pieces to show what we can do, so that everyone out there, you know, can get a kind of idea what could be done custom, rather than us carrying all these high-end custom pieces and everyone be like, man, that's cool, but if I was going to spend that much, I want these differences. So that's kind of why we're carrying what we're carrying. And then once he gets a little practice in, figures out how to do a lot of these different things, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to order a custom piece for myself. That then it's an excuse, of course, but then I also get to use that as the demo piece. So this is another nice sword. This one's a bit different than the others you've seen, in that the edges, just the edges, not the whole sword, is frosted, with the center being that nice clear. Now, one thing is these are acrylic, and if you've ever had acrylic aquariums, most beautiful aquarium you can have are acrylic aquariums. They just like you can see so much better through them than glass, but you're like, shit, my aquarium's scratched all the time. Nice thing about these is, yes, acrylic does scratch very easy. These aren't for use. You shouldn't be going around getting these all scratched up. But if you're carrying it around, using it for cosplay, please also, you know, make sure you cap the tip in some way, a little piece of leather wrapped around that if it's going to be unsheathed. But if you're carrying this around for cosplay, it might bump into something and get a little nick, a little scratch, and you're like, oh man. All you got to do is take like a lighter, just real briefly over there, and the scratch will come right out of that. It'll kind of melt it right out. You don't want to be on there too long, just briefly. So self-repairable, I guess, you know. So, and then this is the last one, and this, instead of being frosted, lit up, I'll get the light. Might as well. Instead of being frosted, lit up. Oh, I love that. You'll notice that just the edges are lit up. And so, yes, that is something we can do, is we can light up just the edges on these to leave a nice clear center. We're looking at, and my maker's going to be like, don't tell people about this one. I don't know if I can do it yet. We're looking at maybe finding a way to do frosted rooms, so that you have, you know, rooms frosted in, you know, on the clear sections. So we're looking at different ways, maybe doing rooms etched right into the blades and that sort of thing. I've thrown out a few other suggestions, but as some of them get a bit crazy and probably won't be doable, because that's where I really push my maker. I try to think of myself as his muse. Some of them just might not be doable. That one has a higher likelihood than some of the others, but inquire if you're ordering custom, hey, can you do those rooms? And by then we should know. If we don't, then he'll do some testing before we actually give you a quote to make sure that he can do it and what kind of time is involved so that we can quote it properly. All right, so that's it. Hopefully this all recorded out okay. And I appreciate your time. Again, I'm Stile Teckel. I'm the owner of caveloot.com. The business name and website are both caveloot.com. So if you're interested in ordering those, you can go to caveloot.com to order those. I'll be honest, the shipping services on my website, the way the professional software sort of stuff works. Sorry, I'm kind of off camera as I was getting ready to shut that off. The way my shipping software works, it's set up only to ship UPS right now. I hate that. It's more expensive typically than USPS. If you order off of my website, UPS, I'll end up shipping at USPS and sending you a refund. But on the front page of my website, there's a link both to my Etsy and my eBays. You go to either one of those, and you can order it right off of those websites for the exact same price, with the only difference being they both are set up to offer a USPS option so that you can just order that way instead of paying too much for shipping that the UPS on the storefront I have charges. I just always refund the difference to people, but you know, unless you've ordered from me before, you won't know that. So one of these days I hope to fix that. And again, thank you very much for taking the time to check them out. I think they're pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to showing this video to some of my friends. And hey, if anyone else out there happens to take and watch it and expresses some feedback, that's awesome. Even if it's criticism, just make it constructive. You know, say, hey, I really don't like this about that, but if you did maybe this, that would be great. You know, always looking for ways to improve the products. Thanks a lot, and this is Stile Teckel signing out.